Alright, well today I'm going to be showing you the best stats on every character, and I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to get into it. Start off on Bodvar and work our way through. So Bodvar, you want to go Strength. That's the most optimal. Basically, for practically every character, I'm probably just going to tell you to run less Dex because Dex is useless, but like there are a lot of characters that have reasonable exceptions. So Bodvar, less dex, more strength. However, you can go speed if you don't see strength is necessary whatsoever and you want to be faster. So you can run speed, but strength is a more optimal stance. Cassidy, run defense, defense only. Orion, run defense and defense only. Vraxx, I'd say run strength and strength only, but like you can go defense if you want it, but it's one puny little defense for less like -2 strength. So yeah, run strength on Vraxx. On Gnash, you want to go defense. That's the more optimal stance. However, you can run strength if you want. Like it takes away from speed and defense though. So it's not optimal, but you can run it if you want. But defense is the most optimal. That's the one you should be running. Queen Nai sucks. I don't know really. I don't like you can run speed, but like you can also run strength because it's less dex. You don't really need the one speed, but also you just still slow. So it's up to you. You can either go speed if you hate being at 3 speed or run strength if you want to kill earlier. It's up to you. Strength or speed. Just don't play the character, honestly. Hattori, you can run defense or speed. Speed is like more optimal, but like defense is also more optimal in a sense. It's personal preference, honestly. I run defense because I don't need a run 9 speed, but like if you want to be fast, you can do that. So either either defense or speed, nothing else. Sir Roland, you should always go defense or speed. Run speed if you aren't comfortable playing 4 speeded characters, but if you are, just run defense. It's the more optimal stance. And Scarlet, defense. If you're comfortable with running a 4 speed character, always just go defense. But if not, run speed. But yeah, defense is more optimal. You get one extra strength and defense, while speed you take away from defense and strength. So yeah, run defense on Scarlet. Thatch is an interesting character. Like his stats, your first option might be defense. Like you might want to go defense, but like it's less speed and minus dex goes towards strength, but you also have less defense. And then like I'm Llama, the best Thatch in the world probably, he runs speed on Thatch, which is also weird. So it really just depends on what you run and go. Because like defense is less speed, then strength is you don't have that 4 defense. So it's really up to you what you want to do. Don't go Dex though, of course. But yeah, I'd say run strength, but it's up to you what you want to do. Ada, defense, defense only. Sentinel, Sentinel's also interesting. You can run strength. That's like kind of the more optimal stance, but on Sentinel, running Dex makes Dare into D-Light a true combo. When you run less Dex on Sentinel, it makes this dodgeable, like 1 dodge frame. So if you're going to be using Dare into D-Light a lot, I suggest you run Dex, so this is a true combo. But if you're not going to be using that combo a lot, just run Strength. So for Lucien, I suggest you run defense because running an extra strength really doesn't do all that much. Like he kills late regardless. So running strength takes away 1 speed and 1 defense. Running defense, you get like 7 defense and 8 speed while just sacrificing 1 strength. So Defense is the much more optimal stance on Lucien. Teros, on Teros, like, everything works on him. Speed is definitely the most optimal stance. You should really always be running speed. Never ever run defense on Teros, never. You can run strength on Teros if you want to be a little bastard and just like kill hella early. It's really not that optimal because you take away one defense and one speed for one strength. But you know, you can run that if you want to be toxic, you know. People might want to run Dex on Teros because honestly, I main Axe, so the 2 Dex versus 4 Dex difference is noticeable to me. Like it shouldn't be because all the true combos are the same, but like it's noticeable. However, that doesn't mean run Dex. Never run Dex on Teros. If you want to run more Dex, just go strength because you get an extra Dex and an extra strength for one less defense, one less speed. But yeah, speed is the most optimal stance on Teros. Brynn, you should really only run strength on Brynn because defense takes away from strength and one puny little defense isn't gonna help when you're like sacrificing 2 strength. So yeah, run strength on Brynn unless you're like in 2s and you desperately need the defense, but you really don't. So just run strength. On Asuri, you should only be running strength. However, you can run her base stance. So Azuri's base stance makes this combo 1 dodge frame, but like it's still dodgeable. So if you're gonna be using that combo like often, run base stance. Keep in mind that it's still dodgeable, and when you go less dex for more strength, it's literally just 2 dodge. Okay, I can't hit it. Yeah, it's literally just 2 dodge frames. It's not that big of a difference. So yeah, for Azuri, strength is the more optimal stance. For Barazza, you should run strength. However, if you're not comfortable playing a 4-speeded legend, just run speed. Play what's comfortable to you, but personally, I like strength more because I'm used to 4-speed characters. It's a lot more optimal to run. So yeah, it's just personal preference. You shouldn't run anything but strength or speed though. Ember really doesn't matter. Like defense takes away from speed. Dex, I mean yeah, speed takes away from Dex, so like technically speed would kind of be more optimal, but I'd suggest you just run defense and then strength. Honestly, just really doesn't matter. It's 2 defense. Who cares about this character? Probably run defense though. It's up to you. Either speed, defense, or strength. Obviously, do not run Dex. For Azoth, you should definitely be running defense. You might want to run speed, but like defense is so much more optimal. Like he has bow, an axe, an insane grounded kit. It's really not necessary to run speed like whatsoever. Like you get 1 extra strength and defense for like -1 speed. So yeah, I suggest you run defense. But if you're not comfortable running 4 speed, you can go speed. But defense is a lot more optimal. For Koji, run defense and defense only. For Ulgrim, Ulgrim's also interesting. Like I personally run Dex on him because running more Dex on Ulgrim makes this combo 1 dodge frame, but that's pretty much it. And if you run like less Dex on Ulgrim, it literally just makes it 2 dodge frames. I just fucked up heavy. That was not the game. Yeah, it makes it 2 dodge frames. That's just 1 dodge frame more. But the main reason I run Mordex on Ulgrim is because I feel a difference between 2 dex axe and 4 dex axe. It's really personal preference. It's just me. Like speed, running speed on Ulgrim is the more optimal stance, but like I don't know, playing axe just feels a lot different on 2 dex and 4 dex. So Yeah, that Lance combo, if you're not going to be using it and you don't feel a difference on Dex, on Axe, just run speed. It's a lot more optimal. You get 1 extra speed and 1 extra defense for like -2 Dex. You can also run Strength though, which is if you don't care about speed whatsoever, you just want to kill earlier, run Strength. It's also not that bad. So Ulgrim has really good stats. You really shouldn't run defense at all. But yeah, everything else is all personal preference. For Diana, you should run speed. However, her default stats aren't bad. Like, you can run strength too if you just don't care about speed, but it's not optimal. Don't do it. Never run defense, honestly. Dex is terrible, but speed is the most optimal. However, so when you run less Dex on Diana, that makes D-Light and Recovery a 1 dodge frame combo on bow. But if you run default stance, it's a completely true combo. I didn't hit that correctly. It's a completely true combo. It's not really optimal though, because like there's a lot of other things you can do on bow, like Sair and then edge guard, or D-Light Nair. So like recovery's not the best. Also, it's kind of inconsistent. So it's really up to you. But yeah. So for Jhala, run defense and defense only, nothing else. For Core or Jake, you can run speed. Technically, strength is the more optimal stance, but like I personally just do not like 4-speed gauntlets like whatsoever. And so I run speed, but yeah, either strength or speed is the most optimal. It's personal preference. For Wu Shang, you should run strength, strength only, nothing else. For Val, you should either run defense or strength. It's really up to you. Defense gives you 1 extra defense and 1 extra speed for -1 strength, and 1 strength takes away from 1 defense and 1 speed. So if you want to kill like slightly earlier, run strength, but defense is the more optimal stance. Strength is probably more optimal in 2s though. Maybe. I don't know. Defense is the more optimal one though. For Ragnir, you should run defense and defense only. For Cross, you should run speed and speed only because these stats right here are broken. 7 strength, 6 defense, 6 speed. This is like Teros type shit. So run speed, speed only. Mirage, run either strength or defense. I personally run strength because it's less dex, and 1 puny defense for -2 strength is kind of stupid to me. Makes no sense. So I run strength, but if you don't like 4 defense, run defense. It's up to you. Strength is more optimal though. Nyx, stats kind of suck for her weapons. Speed gives you Actually, yeah. Speed gives you 1 defense and 1 speed for -1 strength, but if you want to kill slightly earlier, you can run strength for that minus defense and minus speed. It's up to you, but defense is more, speed is the more optimal stat. For Mordex, you should only run strength. Running defense is really, really stupid. Run strength on Mordex always. For Yumiko, run strength and strength always. You can run defense, but it's stupid. -2 strength for 1 defense makes no sense. Run strength. For Artemis, you can run either defense or speed. If you want to like have 9 speed lance and scythe, which is actually kind of ridiculous, you can do that. Or you can do defense. I personally do defense because I'm used to lower speeded characters, so it really doesn't make a difference to me. It's personal preference. Caspian, you should run speed or defense. Speed is more optimal, because defense takes away from strength and speed, and it's just one little defense. So I say run speed, but if you don't like the 4 defense, you can run more defense, but speed is a lot more optimal. Sidra, you should really run defense and defense only. Like, you can run strength if you really want to kill earlier, but it's stupid. Just run defense. Xull, personally, I like defense a lot more because you have 9 strength and 6 defense, which is insane. And I'm used to 4-speed characters, so it really doesn't bug me that much. But if you're not used to 4-speed characters, you can run speed, but it's a lot less optimal. This is Scarlet stats. You want something broken. You want Xull stats. So, yeah, I suggest you run defense. For Kaya, you should really run strength. Like, nothing else is that good. You can run defense, too. Honestly, I would say run more defense in 2s. If you're playing Kaya in 2s, defense is probably more optimal because it's minus like 1 little speed and 1 little strength, and you're probably going to be playing Kaya as a support character, so these stats are nutty in 2s, but if you're just playing 1s, just go strength, honestly. Isaiah, it sucks, don't play the character, but if you do, play strength or speed if you're not comfortable with 4 speed, but strength is a lot more optimal because look at this switch. Stats suck, run strength. Jiro, stats also suck, run strength, but like you can run defense if you're not comfortable with 3 defense, but look at this. 1 defense for minus 2 strength, run strength. Lin Fei, strength really doesn't matter all that much. You could honestly run defense and be fine, honestly. Because, like, you have D-Light and Air on cannon to kill. Katars suck at killing regardless, so it's up to you whether you want to go strength or defense. I personally go strength because the 1 little defense doesn't really matter that much, but also the 2 little strength practically doesn't matter on Lin Fei either, so it's up to you. Zariel is another character that has weird stats. I would run speed in 1s because I just don't like 4-speed gauntlets. It's annoying, but like definitely defense in 2s because it takes away dex. It's a lot more optimal. It's just a pain to play 4-speed gauntlets. So it's up to you, either defense or speed. You really shouldn't do anything else though. Yeah. Rayman, run speed, nothing else. Dusk, run strength and nothing else, but like his stats also completely suck. You can run defense if you want, but look, takes away strength. It's not optimal. Run strength. In 2s though, you should probably go defense. But yeah, his character's stats suck at least. But yeah, strength is more optimal. For Fate, I run strength, but it's really personal preference. Because you can run speed, takes away dex, so you get like a lot more speed. Strength makes her kill earlier. Defense takes away from strength, but you know, buffs her up a bit. So it's really up to you. Just obviously don't run dex. So either defense, strength, or speed. I like strength because the speed isn't really necessary for me. Like I'm fine with 6 speed, and having that insane amount of force is kind of nutty on Fate, especially because her orb insig is nuts. So yeah, I say run strength, but you can run speed or defense. She has really good stats. Thor, you should only run speed. Like everything else is just terrible. Defense, not as bad, but nah, run speed. Petra, I'd say run speed and speed only, but you can go defense if you're not comfortable with 4 defense, but you have gauntlets and orb, And running speed is just so much better for that. Like high strength, high speed's really good. And that speed difference on Petra, you can really feel it. So I say run speed, but if you're not comfortable with the 4 defense, just run defense. Vector, run strength, and don't play the character, honestly. Yeah, strength is the most optimal. Volkov, run strength. I say run strength and strength only, but you can run speed if you really want it. It's really unoptimal because he kills really late. He just kills really late. And the strength helps out tremendously. I play like many levels on speed and on strength, and strength is just a lot better in my opinion. Run strength, strength only. Onyx, you should run speed and speed only. There's no other stat that will really do you any favors. You could run defense, but it's stupid. Run speed. Jaehyun, run strength. Also, don't play the character. Actually, Jaehyun's pretty good, but like, still, run strength. You can run defense if you don't care about speed whatsoever, but you run strength. Mako, I run defense. You can run speed though. It's also a optimal stat, but yeah, I run defense. It's really not. The extra speed really isn't necessary for me. For Reno, the new legend, run strength and strength only, really. But yeah, this new legend's insane. But yeah, strength, strength only. Forgot to do trash YR stats, so run strength. Don't play the character. Honestly, he's terrible, but yeah, just run strength if you do want to play him. Running speed takes away from strength, and you really don't need the speed when you have this much defense, honestly. And you can even run defense if you want. He's just terrible stats. So strength is the more optimal one. And I'll see y'all later.
Savage 4, yeah? Oh.